Is this the moment where Bitcoin starts to get new upside momentum? We've been looking at the price of Bitcoin here, both in absolute and relative terms. And as you'll see here, we're going to go through a few charts that pretty much make the case that there's a decent probability that momentum starts to pick up here. We're going to start off first with what we typically do, which is our long-term logarithmic chart. This is a monthly chart, so each bar is 1 month. And you can see here that we have usually at least a few quarters of consolidation. For example, you look at that first stretch from December 2013 to March 2017, so more than a few quarters. Then another period that was a little bit shorter, and then it made another move. Now we've had have not gone anywhere since April 2021. Most part, we not say not gone anywhere like in any meaningful way. We've kind of been this trading range. So I think we're due from a timing perspective. And if you'll look at this in a second more closely, you'll start to see the momentum pick up. To us, what's most important is that our market rover is confirming the trend. So our market rover is our proprietary trend following model that we like to use, and it has been clearly in a bullish trend since, that's the green background color here on this chart here, in a bullish trend since let's call that November 2023. So last November, around 35-ish thousand, and Bitcoin right now is up about 100% from there. Have a couple of tactical buy signals along the way, but really that's been the buy signal that we got, and we remain long from a trending perspective. Where we are seeing more interesting momentum come to the market is in the near term here. So we're going to look at IBIT in just a second. Let's first look at Bitcoin itself, and then we'll look at IBIT, and you can use whatever your favorite might be. But this is the more near term, and we have a proprietary momentum indicator, which is very finely tuned. It gives us momentum in very near time frames. You can see we've been a bit choppy. We had a couple of like positive momentum here and there, and then again bearish momentum, then a couple is of positive, bearish, and then kind of flopping. But now we've been decisively in a bullish trend since basically May 15th. So let's call that not quite a month. And the momentum seems to be picking up. Same thing in IBIT, which is the block coin ETF. We could put in BITO or GBTC. It's all the same thing. Actually, BITO for some reason. Oh, because that's the futures one, right? So this one's always going to be a little bit more tricky. But you could look at the IBIT or any of the other Bitcoin ones that are cash Bitcoin. So the question is, what now? Well, if we look at this now just purely from a momentum perspective, and I'm going to bring up Bitcoin itself, because this is now the live data as I'm recording this. It doesn't take a heck of a lot of here to kind of see what happen here if this momentum sustains. My guess is if the momentum starts to pick up, which is really what we would need to see, then we could see a run. It does most recent highs about 75,000. And then from there, you're probably looking at sort of $5,000 increments. So 80,000, 85,000, 90,000. It just depends on how quickly the momentum goes. And there's precedent to that. So you can see, for example, when at 50,000, we very quickly, you go to 55,000, and then, and you have to kind of get $1,000 on either side because Bitcoin is that volatile, right? So that's kind of here right now. One of the things that we can do with the stocks that are related to this, like for example, could be, for example, is we can use a specific options credit strategy, which is much less sensitive to the directional movement of, or in this case, Coinbase. And we can put those trades on much more cheaply. In fact, we get paid to put those trades on, believe it or not, because it's difficult to trade these instruments, whether it's Bitcoin or Coinbase as a derivative. But there are very liquid options available on things like Coinbase or Amara or other equities that are related to Bitcoin that trade in the direction of Bitcoin. And so we're going to show you this week how we can use a specific option strategy to and trail this asset class higher, and to do so in a very cheap way from an options perspective, which with more forgiveness. And again, it's basically a way to finance our trade. So I look forward to seeing you guys in that research call this week, strategy session. As always, you can sign up for that now below or on the next screen.